If I could go back in time over 10 years ago and change some things about how I went about going after my dream, becoming a better singer-songwriter, and doing music for a living, there are about three main things that I would change. Number one is writing and creating daily. Now, overall, over the past 10 years, I've done decent at this, and over certain periods of time, I've done very, very well because I've just completely focused on writing and creating better music. But there were a couple years where I didn't write as much as I could, and I just practiced the same songs, or I just didn't work on music every single day like I could have, and like I really deeply desired to. And I didn't realize that until too late, especially towards the beginning part. Whenever I first started, I was working on it a lot and daily, but not as much as I do now, and as much as I think I should have. I think I should have at least practiced music 1 to 3 hours a day, bare minimum, since since the first day that I decided to do music as a career. And so yeah, just daily writing, creating daily, and practicing daily, because there were a couple years, not full years, but like a month at a time or a couple weeks at a time. There were a couple times, probably like 100 to 200 days out of the past 10 years, where I didn't work on music as much as I should have, or at all, because I was sick, or I just didn't do it. So I would change that. I would make that every single day and every single waking minute. And although I must say I am pretty proud of the fact that I have done that for over a majority of the time. So that's good, but I would like to get better at it moving forward for the next 10 years. So number one is just writing daily. Number two is finances. I've spent way too much money on nicotine and weed over the past 10-20 years. And honestly, if I do the math, I'm sure I would have 20, maybe 30,000 extra dollars if I didn't spend $1 on weed. And that's a lot of money. I mean, honestly, if I had that much money to invest into my business right now, I could probably do this for a living, build a fan base, and not have to go back to a day job. So I definitely regret that also. I mean, weed is fun. It's also helps me out a lot, like nerves, sleep, all types of things. But I really do wish, and I almost said that I'd like to find a way to quit it for the next 10 years, but I just try to quit, and I don't know. I might want weed inside my life, but I would like to explore even more things like meditation and just ways to naturally get benefits from life without having weed to put me to sleep or relieve stress or to even have fun. Because in the next 10 years, I would like to save more money. And so, yes, I am going to go in the direction of smoking drastically less or not smoking at all. Because weed and nicotine are the two worst things for my finances, and have been my entire life. Alcohol was there too for like a year or two, but overall, over the past 10-20 years, if I wouldn't have spent as much money as I did on all these things, I would probably easily have $10,000-$20,000. So yeah, finances. Check where you're putting your finances. Number three is I would prioritize my creative endeavors. So a couple times I joined a band, or I stayed inside of a band because other people were better than me, which is good. I am glad that I did that to a certain extent, because I learned a lot from those people, and I stayed there, and I accepted that I was not the most talented one. I was probably the least talented one. So I was surrounding myself with people that were much better than me at music. And because of that, I learned a lot. But I sacrificed my own creative spark in a way. Because, I mean, a couple of them were my songs. We were playing a couple of my songs, but for the most part, I was not creating and performing the music that I wanted to. And that's one thing that I regret and that I think that I should change. Because whenever you're more passionate about the music or the projects you're working on, you put more work into them and it's more enjoyable. So, that is my spiel for the day. Has anybody else been working towards their dream the past 10 years as a singer-songwriter or an artist or really anything? What have you learned? What would you have changed that you wish you would have done differently? Anyway, thanks for listening. For the animals! Woo!